Hi, my name is Samantha Morales, and today I'm going to be talking about a social issue, which is racial inequality. Racial inequality refers to the unequal treatment or perceptions of individuals based on their race. In sociology, we understand race as a socially constructed category that groups people based on physical characteristics like skin color. These groupings have been used historically and continue to be used nowadays to create and maintain power structures. Why is this issue important and how does it contribute to inequality? It limits opportunity. For example, people of color often face barriers that restrict upward mobility, access to wealth, and educational success. For example, schools in predominantly Black or Latino neighborhoods often receive less funding and have fewer resources. This can cause disadvantages. For example, if a family lacks access to quality or education or stable housing, it becomes harder for future generations to escape poverty. Inequality can also lead to social tension and it damages the community. There are several real life scenarios or examples that happen nowadays, and it happens very often. For example, the killing of Breonna Taylor. She was an African woman who was in her house, and the police officers went to her house without a warrant and killed her. And the police officers did not get any charges, and they were white males. Another example is George Floyd, who another white police officer killed him for no reason, and he barely got any charges. This all has to do with the BLM movement, meaning there are way more stories that have happened with this. Another example is a video we watched in class where it was a white male and an African American, and they both went to a store and they wanted to get the same thing. The person selling the object gave a higher price to the African American and gave a lower price to the white male. We can also see a lot of job discriminations and wage gaps, meaning, for example, a Latino or African American or person of color can have a lower income than, let's say, a white person because just of their color. Even today, people of color are less likely to own homes and have access to high-paying jobs or benefit from generational wealth. This example shows how historical policies continue to shape our modern inequality. There are several ways that we can solve this, but one can be reform education funding models, especially for the children since they are the next generation. A school funding based on student need, not just local property taxes, which is often reflect racial segregation. That could be a solution, and this could impact it would equalize educational opportunity and break cycles of disadvantage that start in underfunded schools. For example, there are many towns on Long Island where their main race is people of color, and they are the lower funded schools because people think they don't need it. Another solution can be enforce stronger anti-discrimination laws in housing and employment. And this can mean like increased penalties for housing discrimination and rental bias, or strengthen the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is the EEOC, and expand its powers. We can also provide legal support and public education for people to report and fight discrimination. This can all, even though with discrimination is technically illegal, it still happens a lot nowadays. And stronger enforcement ensures that people of color have equal access to jobs, homes, and opportunity, which helps narrow long-term gaps in wealth and security. Understanding racial inequality is essential for building a fair and just society. Through sociological thinking and intentional policy changes, we can begin to dismantle these systems and create a more better future.